Hey guys, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I got Pinterest famous and how you can become Pinterest famous too. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that I did when I was like, okay, you know what, I really want to get into Pinterest. I had really been getting into it lately. Then I decided that I actually wanted to try and become big on Pinterest, aesthetic, all that good stuff. So the first thing that I did was turn my regular account into a business account. This is completely free to do, but it makes your account look overall more professional and more like you really care about what you are doing. And you can just easily access this in the settings menu. You just fill out some information about what you are, what your purpose with it is, and then it'll ask if you want to spend money to promote pins, get ads, that sort of thing. I do not do this. I don't really see a point in paying for it, but if you want to, that's your decision, your money. Okay, so I just took a screenshot of what my overall profile looks like now that I have a business account, and you just kind of have some of your pins up there. You can edit it and change it to whichever board, and I'd recommend putting this onto your most aesthetically pleasing board so the pictures are going to look nice. So my second tip is go back through making sure that there are no boards or pins that you are still there from when you were 12 that are no longer cute and just scream stereotypical middle school Pinterest account. Delete those off of there if there are any, because that could deter people from wanting to follow you or save your pins if they get rid of those boards, or create a designated specific board for it if that's something that you want to still keep on there.
You could even create a private board for it.
So yeah, get rid of any unnecessary things. The third thing that I did was I just made my boards overall look super aesthetically pleasing. So for this, I typed everything in lowercase, spaced out. So for an example, there's just space between every letter, then between words there are 2 spaces, and this just makes it look really nice, and overall people are just like, oh, she put a lot of time into it, when in fact it doesn't really take that long to do so. So I believe we're on tip number 4. I don't know, I've already lost count. But the next thing that I did was I spent a good time picking my board cover images, which I will point out on the screen what the cover image is. And it's just kind of the main focus that people are going to be drawn to when they see your board. So if they see a nice picture for your cover image, they might be more likely to click on your board and peruse it. Whereas if it's a picture of a person and their head's cut off, or it's just a bunch of text that doesn't look that nice, they might be more apt to just not click on it in general. The next thing that I did after that was I made sections in my boards. So I'm in my mirror board, which is by far my largest board, and for the sections, I made one for viscos, tweets, notes, snaps, and text. So anything that falls into one of those categories, I put in that section so you can easily find it. If you tend to save a lot of things that are the same to a certain board, it would be beneficial to make a section so they're all in one place and it keeps things more organized. But just random pictures and things like that, I keep down. Oh, here's one that needs to be moved. But just random pictures and stuff, I keep down in the bottom because they don't fall into one of those sections, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to have a section for every single thing if you don't want to. Another important thing to do with your sections is to make a section under each board for your pins that you are posting. So here is a picture of my life section on my aesthetic board. So these are all the pictures that I have pinned myself to this board, so that way I can easily track and see for example, my hydro flask picture has 569 views and 2 pins, so it's doing a lot better than my summer body paint pin, which only has 2 views and 0 pins. So I know hydro flask pins are going to do a lot better than body paint. For future reference, of course, I'm not trying to get my pins super well known on Pinterest. I just want my profile to be. So my second tip, we have long since passed the second tip. So anyways, my next idea is see which boards are attracting the most pins and focus the most on that. So what I mean by that is you'll get notifications when people save pins and what board they're from. So for example, right now, I mainly get notifications that pins from my clothes board, decor board, and my mirror board. Those are normally my 3 main ones. It varies slightly. Like honestly, a lot of my boards do pretty well just because I'm super active. If you notice a board is getting a lot more attention than others, then focus more on it because that's probably going to be
the key to your Pinterest fame.
So my next tip is to be active on Pinterest. I kind of feel like this one goes without saying, but you know, have some time each day where you go through and pin a lot of things, because frankly the more things that you pin, the more exposure your account is going to get, and that's what we're all about here in this video, is getting some account exposure. And honestly, I just track my success based off of my monthly views. Right now I currently have 85k monthly views, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not amazing or anything considering some people get millions of views, but generally those are people that are also big on other social media platforms. But with all this talk about making sure everything looks aesthetic and not to have things on there from like when you were 12, it's okay to have some things that not everybody is going to think, oh, that's cute. For example, I have an Ariana Grande board that I recently started just because I really like her a lot, and I know that not everybody is going to like that. That could potentially detract people from following my account, but it's something that I wanted to have on there, so that's okay. Not everybody has the same taste. Food is pretty general, so is art, love, aesthetic, clothes, decor, besties. My things to do, this is definitely not an aesthetic board at all, but I feel like it's also something that people would want to see because I feel like everyone's always searching things to do, and these are some cool things that will be fun to do, so it's okay that I have those on there even though they don't look super nice. So yeah, those are about all of the tips that I have for you guys, but just a little summary is make a business account, making sure things look aesthetically pleasing, be super active, and pay attention to what is getting you the most traffic. If you follow like those main things plus some of the other more detailed things I said in this video, then you guys will be on your way to Pinterest fame. If you guys liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any more tips for getting your Pinterest account on their eyes. Be sure that you're subscribed and have the bell turned on so that way you can be notified every single time I upload a new video, and you'll be part of the hashtag m.and.m. squad. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!